Hello everyone, I'm Anne Merchant and I'm a teacher in Australia. So I would love to share some things about my country and perhaps learn a little bit about yours.
Okay.
So I teach year 11 and 12 students though. So they are 17 and 18-year-olds.
How long have you been teaching?
I've been teaching for about 36 years. Long time.
Yes.
Long time.
Must be a long time. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Shall I ask my students to come here and to ask the questions?
Yeah, and just before they do, let me see, how do I, I see, I can share my screen.
Okay, please.
So, what is your name?
Sheikh Husniya, ma'am.
Lovely to meet you.
This is Husniya, a 6th grader. I would like to ask you one question, ma'am.
Okay.
How is the Australian education system different?
That's a very good question because I am not very sure. But in Australia, we start school at 5 years old. How old are you in India?
Yes.
To start school?
Yes.
3 years, ma'am.
3 years, okay. So we start 5 years and students can finish when they're 16 years old, but most will finish when they're 18 years old. Our education system is free if you're in a government school, but if you go to what we call a private school, you pay money. But in Australia, we value education and think it's very important to do as much learning as you can. We start school at 9 a.m. and we finish school at 3:30 p.m. What time do you go to school?
Hmm.
9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Okay, you go a bit longer.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Nice to talk to you.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. What about you, ma'am?
No, very good, thank you. It's summer here in Australia, and yesterday it was 33 degrees Celsius, and today it's a little bit cooler, it's 25 degrees. What is the temperature at where you live?
25.
25, ma'am.
And do slowly.
Do you agree with the fact that the Australian education system is strong enough to produce global citizens?
I don't know. As Australian education does not make it a subject or part of subjects. Well, sorry, they do, but I think global citizenship is a big learning curve. And because most of our students are online and on social media with people everywhere around the world, global citizenship is very, very important to learn.
What are the tourist attractions of Australia?
Okay. Oh, first of all, this is where I live. So can you see, this is Australia. And I live right down here near the Great Southern Ocean and right near the coast. So we live about 20 minutes from the beach. I just got to go through there. So one of the big tourist attractions is in Sydney, and we have this very famous bridge, and it's called the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And you can catch ferries and go under it and boats. And then on the other side of the harbour is what's called the Sydney Opera House. So that is a very popular tourist attraction. Australia is a big country, and in the centre is the outback. And the outback is very dry and arid and red. And we have an Aboriginal population. So this is one of their sacred sites called Uluru, or it was known as Ayers Rock. So that's very popular too, but takes a long time to get there to see it. Remember I said I live near the sea? This is the Great Ocean Road, which is near where I live. And it has a very rough ocean. We've had a lot of shipwrecks. And these rocks are called the 12 Apostles. So there were 12 of them, but the ocean has washed away, I think, 4 of them. So the Great Ocean Road is near me, and that's very popular. And I don't know if that picture's very clear, but that's the Grampians. So about 60 minutes from where I live are these beautiful mountain range called Gary Word, or we call them the Grampians. I think that's all oh, and then this is where we go swimming in summer. So it's a little town called Port Fairy, which is very popular, and it's got a lighthouse. Do you have lighthouses in India?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so this is a very special one. It's lovely and white. It still keeps ships from coming in too close to Port Fairy.
What about you?
I'm very well, thank you.
This is Sindhu, a 6th grader. I would like to ask a question, ma'am.
Okay.
Does the education system in Australia differ from state to state? Does it have a centralized policy?
No, it doesn't. So this is Australia. So we have all these different states. So this is Western Australia. We've got Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, Tasmania, etc. There is some Australian policy on education, but every state has a different kind of curriculum. Do you understand the word curriculum?
Yes, we do understand.
Okay, so each state has perhaps different subjects that students have to learn, and they have different things that they need to learn within that subject. So Victoria's got a very good education system. So yeah, it's there's no real, there is a little bit of centralized policy, but nearly every state has a different education. What about in India? What state are you in?
Andhra Pradesh.
Okay.
So
And does India,
where is it located? Northern part and southern part? Southern part. So it is located in southern part, and we do have a different curriculum in state to state.
okay. How are you?
I am fine, ma'am. What about you?
I'm good, thank you. What is your name?
Hello, ma'am. My name is Jeshna Nikita. I am
Hello, Jess.
in class 6. I would like to ask one question now.
Okay.
Which schools are more popular in Australia, public or private?
In last year, and 32% attended a private independent school. So I think the private schools are increasing in popularity. Most students still, though, go to a government school. And then we have, in Australia, we are a Christian country mainly. So one of our biggest religions is Catholic. I don't know if you know the Christian religion, but the Catholics have a lot of schools. So you can see they have 31% of students going there. But another fact that I found out is that private schools become more popular when students get to year 7 for secondary education. Do you know what India is? In India, are the public schools more popular?
Which schools are popular in India? Public schools or private schools?
Private schools.
Okay.
So in India,
So
yes. In India,
Right,
I think we have the different statistics, and in India, most of the parents, they like to send the students to the private schools. But these days, the trend has been changing slowly, and when many of the parents they like to send their students to the public schools due to the strengthening of the infrastructure facilities and strengthening of all sorts of things. So, due to the government initiative and many other policies, the public system is also becoming stronger and stronger in India.
Okay. So in Australia, it costs a lot of money to send students to a private school. So some parents are paying $30,000 for one child to go to a private school. So it can be very expensive.
Okay, in this regard, I would like to ask you one question. Are there any incentives to the students that come to public schools? I mean, does the government provide free books, free uniform, or any other free meals to the students?
Not really, no. But if the students are from poor families, they can apply to get a uniform given to them, to get books. But otherwise, our students, I'm in a government school, and all our students otherwise pay for books. But we do have a breakfast club 2 days a week. So students can come to school and get a free breakfast if they would like to on Tuesday and Thursday. But no, there's not much. It's supposed to be free. But, you know, for students, do you go on camps? Like we go on camps and excursions, so students still have to pay for them.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
In fact,
Are you
in India,
Harry, are you a government school or a private school?
we are from a government school. In India, I think as per the government policy, all my students get the free meal in the afternoon session. All these students get the free textbooks, free uniform, and you can see the uniform that the girls are wearing.
It's lovely.
Yeah, that's the uniform, and this is the boys' uniform. And so these uniforms actually supplied by the government, including the shoes and even belt and everything. And I think in addition to these facilities, the government is providing and even giving them money as an incentive to come to the school every year in Indian rupees. They spend almost how much money you are getting per year? 15,000 Indian rupees they are getting every year.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, that's the government policy here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yes.
I just see if I can find our school uniform. This is our school uniform. Can you see what the students are wearing?
Yes. Yes.
So
Your country.
sorry, what? Sorry.
What crops are grown in your country?
Crops. Cold. No, where's my map? It can be very cold where I live, but we still grow barley. Do you call potatoes a crop? We grow potatoes that are sold to make chips. We grow summer crops to fatten the lambs on. But up here in New South Wales and Queensland, they grow barley, wheat, cotton is grown up here where they've got irrigation. So we grow probably most crops, but it depends where you are in Australia. So the middle of Australia, all around here, is all like that red desert country. So most of the crops are grown along the coast and then inland if they've got water and irrigation.
Yes, I have a lot of time actually, no problem.
Okay, sorry, what was your question?
What is the retirement age for teachers in Australia?
Ask again.
Sorry, what was the question? Teacher, I didn't catch the middle bit.
Ask one more time.
What is the retirement age for teachers in Australia?
Okay, we don't have a retirement age. So I have been teaching for 36, as long as I am healthy. But most people in Australia retire when they're 66 years of age, but they can choose. So a lot of people retire from teaching then, or they might still continue on and teach. What is your retirement age?
62, ma'am.
62, okay.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
Ma'am, what about you?
I'm good, thank you.
My name is Nipika, a sixth grader. I would like to ask you a question, ma'am. Please share about your teaching experiences and your school.
Okay, so I teach, this is my school. So it is a country school and a very small school for Australia. So we have 180 students altogether. How many students do you have in your school?
500.
500.
Okay, so our school is from prep right through to year 12. So can you see up here, this is our school logo. I teach at Hawkesdale P12 College. So that means from prep, age 5, right through to year 12, age 18. So we have 5-year-olds right through to 18-year-olds in our school. It's a beautiful school. It's got lovely, spacious grounds, lots of outdoor area to play in. Sorry, that's going to be Hawkesdale when we get there. I've just got to get to my slides. Most of our students, nearly every student comes to school on a bus. So this is the bus that brings them in. So you can also see the winter school uniform. So there are not very many people who live in Hawkesdale. So the students, most of them come from farms or very small villages. This is some of our students. So this little one is in grade prep. So she's 5 years old. This girl's grade 6, the same as you. And these are just some other students that are in year 7 right through to year 12. So this is our summer uniform. And this is our winter uniform. See the difference in skirts? Students can choose to wear tracksuit pants, shorts, dresses or skirts, and they can choose the top that they wear. And this is just another picture. Hang on, let me shift that. That's probably causing shadow. These are some of the people that work at school and some of our other students. So Delaney was in year 12, Montea's year 11, as are Layla and Indy's year 10. Oh, so if you look in the background, can you see our school? It's just got lots of trees, lots of playground, lots of country areas. There's no houses or very few houses next to the school. So it's a beautiful school to teach in. But I teach, I've taught age 5 right through to year 12. Last year I taught grade 6 computers. This year though, I only teach year 11 and 12. So I teach what's called accounting and business management. So I don't know if you understand what accounting is, but it's all about keeping records, finances for businesses.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you for the question.
This
I'm good, thank you.
is Krishna, a sixth grader. I would like to ask you one question, ma'am.
Yes.
Who inspired you to become a teacher?
I don't know. That was a long time ago. When I was 18 years old, there were not very many careers for girls. So most girls were either a teacher, an air, what do you call the air hostess or air stewards on planes, or working in an office and doing typing and administration. But I loved working with children. I've always enjoyed children. And I still love teaching after all these years too. But when I started teaching, I didn't know if I would remain a teacher, but I did, and I still love it. So I hope you students love school and that you're good to your teachers.
Yes,
Okay, so I live on a farm. So on our farm, oh, this is the school too. So can you see the spacious grounds?
Yes.
Lots of grass and places to play for the students. That's our whole school there. I didn't even show that, did I, before? So this is our farm. So these are our lambs. So we grow sheep, and mainly the sheep have lambs, and we sell them for the meat market. So lamb is a very popular meat to eat in Australia. We also have cattle. Oh, so we have about 1,000 sheep. We have, do you do acres? We have 500 acres in our farm. Or would that be 250 hectares, I think. Anyway, these are our cattle. So we have black cattle, we have black and white cattle. So we buy them in as young calves, then we grow them and fatten them, and then we sell them. But near us, there's a lot of what we call dairy farms. So a lot of the farms milk cows. So you can see the cups are on the cows' teats, and they're drawing the milk out from the cows, which will go to the factory to make milk, cream, cheese, etc. But do you drink milk and cheese, eat cheese, etc.? I don't know if I've got any other photos of our farms. Someone might be asking me that next question. If my internet is good enough, I'll take you outside and see what I can show you on our farm a bit later on.
So
Is that the last question?
my students have almost completed their questions, but I have a few questions left. Could you please share some of the subjects that your students learn at school? My
Okay,
students
so
learn it, 3 languages, and how many core subjects you learn? 4 core subjects and 3 languages. Total 7 subjects these kids are learning at our school. How
wow.
about your school?
Okay, so in our school, we learn only one other language, and people are always surprised which one it is, but it's Chinese and Mandarin Chinese. So that's the language our students learn. Australia has a big trading partnership with China, or we did, but China isn't buying as much from us anymore. So students from age 5 right through to year 8 learn Chinese. In grade 6, the students would learn, this is what we call them, literacy, which is English. They learn numeracy, which is maths. They learn humanities, which is history and geography. They have art. They have computers. They learn how to use computers. And they do sport or phys ed. Do you do sport?
Yes, yes, we do have.
Yeah, okay. And then in year as the students get older, they can start to choose some of the subjects they want to study. We emphasize a lot of outdoor activity and sport too, to encourage, you know, students to be fit and active and healthy.
So do the teachers working in a public or private schools, do they have the orientation classes, I mean training classes, just to update their knowledge in their subjects? Do they have often training sessions for the teachers? And if they have, how often they have these sessions?
Okay, so in the primary school, so that's prep to grade 6, the student, the teacher is trained to teach younger students. So they teach most of the subjects, but computers, sport or science tend to be taught by specialists, like teachers who learnt science and computers And often it's the secondary teachers that come and teach that. And the secondary teachers are all trained to teach certain subjects, and that's what they teach. So I learned commerce, so that's why I can teach accounting, business management, and maths teachers would have done maths at university, etc.
So how about the monitoring system? I mean, are the teachers being monitored by the head teacher or any other officials?
No, not really. We don't like that. But yes, we do have to set goals, and our principal does tend to monitor them. And yes, he does wander in and out of our classroom and just check things are going all right. But no, it's fairly relaxed and quite pleasant. What about you?
Yeah, we do have the same system. We do
Yeah.
have. And I would like to ask you a last question. And so, do the Australian teachers give the homework to the students on regular basis?
It varies. Some do, yes. Some don't. There's a big debate and sort of arguments with how, you know, or how important homework is. So it varies from class to class and teacher to teacher. But before I take you outside,
Yes.
I'll just show you Hawkesdale, because I never showed you where this is where the school is located. So the town is called Hawkesdale, and Hawkesdale has 300 people living there. So very, very small as well. And again, beautiful gum trees and surroundings. And this is a hotel. I don't know if you know what a hotel is, but Hawkesdale's in between the ocean and the Grampians that I showed you. So in the old days, people used to stay here. They would stop there for meals and drinks, but it's now been sold as a house. Can you see the kangaroo?
I can. We can.
Yeah, okay. So we have kangaroos and wallabies. Wallabies are smaller kangaroos living in Hawkesdale. We get them on the farm. We have got a koala on our farm at the moment. We had an echidna the other day, and on our farm we have a lot of snakes. This is the post office. This is our only shop in Hawkesdale. So it's the post office where you can post letters, you can buy newspapers, you can buy just very, very basic groceries, etc.